Guys, it is currently 12:06 a.m. So instead of going live, I figured I would kick off this discussion with a recorded video. I took some screenshots earlier in my live stream of some different channels that you guys were sending me to, and some of these channels I was familiar with from back many years ago when it was the Watts Island and the Gypsy Rose saga, etc., etc. I didn't watch those channels a whole lot today, but I did come across a missing child case that I became intrigued with, and I was honestly a bit shocked that I hadn't heard about yet. So you guys know that I've spent some time looking into the Summer Watch case, and just know that that series is not over. I have paused on it for a reason, and we will discuss that at a later time. But I came across the Sebastian Rogers case. So, you guys, well, most of you know, I am in the state of Tennessee. I am far northwest Tennessee. And Sebastian was in Hendersonville, which is right under 3 hours from me, or right at 3 hours from me. And it really bothered me that this was so close to home, but also because it was so close to home, it really made my stomach knot up that this was something I had not heard of. I mean, clearly it's being talked about, but you would think that anybody that lived in this state would be aware of this missing little boy. So, anybody that may be new to this case, I'm sure on YouTube most of you are aware, but just to kind of go over the situation, Sebastian Rogers was a 15-year-old little boy, or is a 15-year-old little boy that went missing between the time he was put to bed Saturday night, February 25th, into what it sounds like was Sunday morning, February 26th. I don't know. I need to look back at the dates because I was watching an interview with the mother and the stepfather. It was their very first interview on TV 8 days after he went missing. And some of the things that were said kind of contradicted, but his mother had spent the day with him that day. They had been out and about. She said they had a really good weekend. They got home and everything was pretty normal. He was playing in his room. She told him to go to bed. He did. He said, "Good night, Mom. I love you." Told his puppies good night. Then later on, she went to bed. But then she said she woke him up for school the next morning around 6 a.m., which was normal, and he wasn't there. So that's where I'm one contradicting thing saying, it was Saturday going into Sunday, but then now it's all of a sudden Monday, it's for school. That could just be confusion. It's tough subject, whatever. Anyway, I noticed first off that the mom was rocking back and forth a lot in this interview. And that could just be she's upset, she's scared. No, this is her baby that is missing. She said that she took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he had gotten up and tried to get breakfast like he sometimes did. She gave it about 3 minutes, give or take a bit, and then she called her husband, which is Sebastian's stepfather, told him that she can't find him. Stepdad was apparently in Memphis, which is about 2 hours south from me, on a project for his company with St. Jude. And he says, "What do you mean you can't find him?" She says, "He isn't in the house." He said, "Is he on the other side of the bed? Thinking about normal places that he may be in the home." No, he wasn't there. They call the sheriff's department, and within minutes, the sheriff's department arrives. The person doing the interview asked if it was possible that maybe he had went to a friend's house, or maybe if he was into nature he had wandered outside. And the mom says, "My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why he walked out that door." Stepdad says, "I mean, he's a good kid. He's not a mischievous child by any means. There's answers to questions that have no answers. I mean, questions with no answers that we are searching for desperately, but we just don't have that." Mom says, "We've been going over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I haven't been able to figure it out. That morning, he was laughing and joking. Everyone we were around that day, he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving. It would make more sense if we were fighting, stepdad, or if he had been in trouble, but he hadn't been in trouble. The other $1 million question is, why did he go? And then how?" So I want to go back, though, to the statement that the mom made. My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before. So, okay, I get he's never run away before, but the first part of that sentence gets to me. My son doesn't run. He's not a runner because later in the interview, she says, let me go through my notes here. Says he loves to run. She said, when we were in California, the school had this big lap thing, and every year he would get so excited and say, "I did this many laps and this many laps." And he would get this t shirt where all the kids, as they would do their laps, would ride on his back. And he would keep running and he would have marks all across his back. He loved playgrounds. He hates being dirty. He doesn't like being dirty. He's not your tomboy style child where he plays in the mud. He loves animals, terrified of bugs, freaks out over flies, but he loves to run. He loves to run. So first, my son doesn't run. He's not a runner, but then he loves to run. Matter of fact, he would do things like what sounds kind of like a marathon or something like that, a fundraiser. That was a bit weird to me. I don't know. I have a lot of looking into this case that I want to do, but I'm going to say right from the jump, just from my instinct, this stepdad makes me very uncomfortable. And while I know as a mother it is normal for her to be tense like she was and anxious and fidgeting, her son is missing, but it almost seemed like the stepdad did not want her to speak. Every time a question was asked, she would look at the stepdad and, like she was waiting for his okay to answer. A lot of times he would answer for her, or she would start to answer and then he would insert his 2 cents. I don't know. And there are a lot of things that I'm questioning here. Like, if this little boy was running away from home and he doesn't like to be dirty, then why did he run away barefoot? Or if he ran away from home and nobody saw him run away, then how the hell do they know he was barefoot? And how the hell do they know he had a keychain and a flashlight? I'm sure there's a lot that I haven't seen yet. So nobody go jumping down my throat saying, you need to do your research, blah, blah, blah. I like to post videos like this as I slowly make my way through information. That way, if I come into something else that kind of makes what I was questioning make sense, I can go back, rewatch this video, and then have a little bit more clarity. However, I would be interested to hear what your guys' thoughts are in the comments because a lot of you are probably way more familiar with this case than I am. So, anything that you guys want to share, any thoughts that you have, any theories, please put them in the comment section. And if you have somewhere that you want to direct me as far as what to watch, what to look at, I'm open for that too. But I'm all in with this one. Very close to home, very disturbing, very weird how a little boy like that just disappears without a trace. There's no footage, no anything like that. Now, I did see something that says it is footage of him, home security video, but I haven't watched it yet. So I'm going to go into that next. But yeah, stay tuned for part 2 because we've got a lot we're going to be going into with this one, it seems like. Thanks, guys.